Hey everyone, I'm Carl Tashian at Smallstep, and today I want to show you how to set up a Redis server with a TLS certificate and key, and we're going to have the TLS certificate and key managed by Smallstep. And I'm going to set this up on a Google Cloud virtual machine. So the first thing we're going to do is create a device collection, and in Smallstep. And I could use any cloud device or a device with a TPM in it. I'm going to use GCP. And I'm going to link this collection to my GCP project IDs, right? So I just have one project, but this ensures that devices that connect to Smallstep have to be inside of my GCP projects. And when I created the collection, I'm going to add a device to it. This is a virtual machine that I just created in GCP. And I'm going to take the instance ID from this virtual machine and just paste it in here. Of course, all the stuff that you see in this demo can be done with an infrastructure as code tool as well. So I've got a device set up here, and so far it's not showing up. It hasn't connected to Smallstep. So we're going to install the Smallstep agent on the virtual machine now. I've just signed into the virtual machine over here. First, I'm going to download the step CLI command. Here we have that. That's great. And then I'm going to install the step agent plugin. And the step agent plugin is, it adds the step agent subcommand to step, but it's also a service that runs on the machine and it does certificate management with your PKI. So the only configuration the Smallstep agent needs is a small file that has the team name of our team and fingerprint. And the team name is just the same as in this URL right here for the dashboard. So once I've configured the agent, I should be able to start the agent service. And it will connect to Smallstep. I can see that it's running. It issued a device certificate to this device. And when I go back to the dashboard in Smallstep, I can see that it's showing up as healthy. So now that we have a device registered with Smallstep, we can add a workload to that device. And I'm going to use Redis. Before I create the workload, I'm going to just use the basic Redis install instructions to get a Redis server running on this machine. So let's see that we have a Redis server. It looks like it's up and running. If I try to connect to this Redis server using TLS, it's just going to hang because when I install a basic Redis server, it doesn't come with any TLS configuration or TLS certificate. It just uses unencrypted connections. So, we want to set this Redis server up to use TLS and to use Smallstep certificate. So now let's add a workload collection. And we're going to pick Redis. I'm going to associate it with the device collection we just created. And for the purpose of the demo, I'm just going to use localhost here. And then finally, I want to set the file ownership of the certificate to use the user and group Redis, because that's what my server is running as. So on this page, I get a configuration block for Redis. I'm going to copy that. I need to change these file paths because that's a device. These are device-specific values. So I'll need to change these to match what's on my device, and I'll do that in a second. But the rest of this configuration, I can just copy and paste. And then finally, I'm going to get this. This is how my clients are going to connect to Redis. We'll need to download a root certificate for my CA so that the client side, when I use the Redis CLI, I can have a root of trust. So I'm going to copy that command as well. Great. So now I've created the Redis collection. I'm going to go under back to my virtual machine again, and we should take a look at the step agent config. This will show, need to run it with sudo. This will show workloads that are configured to run on this device, right? So this is the device configuration, what CAs I connect to at Smallstep. But this also shows me the files. This is the Redis workload, right? This shows me the files associated with the workload I just created. So I'm just going to take those file names and paste them into the configuration block that I just copied out of the dashboard. Take each one of those. Make sure I've got that. And then we're ready to drop that into the Redis configuration file. So let's just edit the Redis config. We're going to look for the TLS section. And then I'm just going to paste in, oops, it's going to paste in the configuration block. So we're linking to our Smallstep certificates here. Can check those certificates out and just make sure they look right. Let's take a look at the service certificate for Redis. So I have a certificate that's issued by my workload, PKI. Got localhost on there. I think we're ready. So all I'm going to do is restart Redis at this point then. And now I should be able to do Redis CLI with TLS. When I first run this, it's going to, so it's trying to connect with TLS, but it can't complete the trust chain. So it's not going to connect this time. What I'm going to do is run that bootstrapping command I had earlier, and I'm going to download the root CA from Smallstep with the step command. And then I can pass that, that root certificate into the Redis CLI. And now we're connected with TLS into Redis. So that's the basic setup for Redis workload on Smallstep. Thanks.